Hey, what's up? Good morning. Welcome. Another edition of Morning Scone here, presented by Boudreaux's. Glad to have you with us. Drew is already awake. He's watching Daniel Tiger, and will probably be in here shortly for those that just have to get their daily dose of Drew as well. So, let's see, a lot to talk about this morning. Arkansas. Good Lord, did they blow it. Oh, I mean, it was over. It was a pop-up. They blew it. They're going to lose tonight. So Arkansas blew it, man. Blew their shot at their first major team national title since 1994. First College World Series final since 1979. They blew it. Oh, my God. All right, so we'll talk about that. Antoine Duplantis is injured. He's likely done with Team USA because of that injury. We'll talk about that here shortly. And some other stuff. Danielle Hunter, from former LSU defensive end, got paid. Talked about that a little bit yesterday on AFR for those that might have heard it. And we also found out Paul George apparently is not going to opt into his contract in OKC, so he will become a free agent, which is great news if you're a Pelicans fan doing that. So a lot we'll get to. I'm glad to have you watching here as always. We appreciate our friends at Boudreaux's. Y'all check out our friends at Boudreaux's. If you haven't done so already, we appreciate them so much. For sponsored Morning Scone, I am efforting my screen here on Facebook so I can see y'all who's watching. Let's see if I could go click for more. My apologies, y'all. I'm trying to get to the screen where I can see who's watching and the comments and all. It's loading. It's slow. There we go. Okay, Sam Dixon, good morning. Val Browning, Stephen Bro, good morning to everybody. Scott Bork, good morning. Appreciate y'all for watching. Sam said Mo Larry Curley went after a routine foul ball. God, like, how in the world? Oh, okay. Let's start with the College World Series, and I understand there's probably a lot of people that, if you're not an LSU fan, you probably tune out of the College World Series as soon, or out of college baseball's postseason, just as soon as LSU's eliminated. And so, I mean, I totally understand that. But my goodness, like, if you're an SEC fan and you want the SEC team to do well, of course, like, you're watching and you're pulling for Arkansas. And as you can tell, Drew is now here and he's hitting the phone. Maybe you're pulling against Oregon State because they eliminated LSU. Whatever the case may be, man. Whoever it is you're pulling for. Any way you slice it, man. Last night was hard to watch. I mean, Arkansas scored a run on a pass ball. Oregon State was not playing solid baseball. They looked shell-shocked. Oregon State hits a homer to tie it at 1. They end up taking a lead. Arkansas rallies to go up 3-2, and it's like, man, you're at the doorstep. Finish it. They bring in Matt Cronin in the 9th, who's their closer. He walks the leadoff guy. Phone. They decide to bunt. Oregon State decides to bunt. You're down to your final 3 outs of the season, and they're going to give an out away. So they bunt, get an out. Nick Madrigal's up. He grounds out to first, so runner goes to third. 2 outs, and dude pops up. For those that missed it, so if you haven't seen it yet, I mean, go just pull up go Twitter, go in, you'll see it. So Sports Center. It's a pop-up. It's a pop-up on the right side, foul territory, beyond first base, sort of heading toward the right field line. First baseman absolutely had a beat on it. Right fielder's coming in, and then Carson Shaddy, like on the second baseman, on a dead sprint, is one of their, if not the best player. Dead sprint, like, runs into the first baseman and overruns the ball, and it lands. Like, that's it. You can hear the fans start to celebrate because, like, that's it. It's pop-up. I mean, it's over. This is the 3rd out. And the bunt wouldn't have worked, by the way. But Shaddy overruns it. Ball drops. Base hit, tie game. Then Trevor Larnach comes up and hits a 2-run jack, and Oregon State wins 5-3. Hunt Palmer said it appropriately when Oregon State came back from that 6-3 deficit in the 8th to beat North Carolina. I mean, they were eliminated, down 6-3 in the 8th, and they came back and wound up blowing it through. I think they scored 3 and then 3 again. But Hunt Palmer said, look, you have to cut their head off with a shovel, Oregon State. Like, they won't die. That lineup is that deadly. And they showed it again last night, man. And Arkansas flat blew. There's no other way to say it. They flat blew it. And if they come back to win tonight, they will show. And I thought about this a lot last night. I was trying to think of teams that have overcome adversity like that. They were on the doorstep like that, blew it, and managed to compose themselves and win a championship in that setting. I can't remember. Like, if you have one, man, let me know. I'd love to know your thoughts on that. But my goodness, I don't know how. Well, this is weird. My comments are going. They're going down today instead of up. Anyway, whatever. There we go. Okay, Corey Calais. Good morning. Stephen Miller. Good morning. BJ Richard. Good morning. Josh Sonier. Good morning. Josh says he loves the beard. Thank you, man. The only person who doesn't like the beard is Erica. She hates it. So I don't know how long it's going to stay. Mark Bayard from Tampa. Appreciate you watching. So Corey said if the Hogs lose tonight, they'll play one of the worst of all time. That was the outfielder's ball. Call them off. I agree. It's fundamental baseball in that situation. Guy coming in is going to have the best play on. The first baseman was camped under. I mean, the person with the worst angle was Shaddy, who was just trying to play hero ball. Like, he wanted to record the final out of the World Series and got outside of his brain. And somebody else, like, I'll give you another instance. That was so brutal. King Scone was appalled. If Hogs lose, those three guys will have an awful summer. Like, they're going to lose. And Brian Falgood said Carson Shad equals Bill Buckner. In some respects, that's kind of accurate, and that people forget. Like, Buckner was a great player who played 19 major league seasons and was an all-star caliber player. Not only that, but that play didn't lose them the World Series. That was Game 6. They had another shot to come back and win Game 7, which they Boston blew. But which, as a Yankee fan, I'm still ecstatic to see. But in some respects, that's true. But in all seriousness, though, like, I thought about tweeting that last night, like, Carson Buckner, something like that. But I'll hold college kids to a different standard because they're still amateurs. They're still college kids. They're not getting paid. They're trying to win for their school. And I always try my best on air, social media, to not be disparaging of college athletes, if possible. So, tough play for Carson Shaddy, man. There's no doubt. But but you're right. I mean, you're not wrong in that respect. Let's see. Hard to watch that. James Dean. What's up, Zach Minton? What's up? Curtis says, look, we have actually, Curtis, I have coffee every morning. It's sitting right here on a coaster. Every morning when I do this. Only of late, though, have I started taking sips of it while we chat, though. All right, so y'all get some questions, comments in, all that good stuff. So we'll get to all of you. Cole, good morning. Couldn't let the other... Yeah, I mean, it's... Golly, that's the type of thing. So anyway, so bottom line, so if you look at tonight, like... Arkansas's not winning tonight. They're not. I mean... They can throw Tyler. Oddly enough, like I have an opportunity to go back and pull audio and potentially be very right because at the beginning of the College World Series, I said the difference in this College World Series for Arkansas will be Tyler Campbell, who's the kid who's going to throw tonight. I said to win in Omaha, you got to have a third starter, and Campbell came on late. LSU saw him in the SEC championship game or the SEC tournament on Saturday. I was like, if Campbell continues progressing, he's the difference. And so now he's going to get the ball tonight in the College World Series final in Game 3. And if he goes out and throws a gem, then I kind of look smart. But the flip side of it is I don't know how Arkansas comes back from that. I just don't. You can't. By the way, I'm sorry. I just put a kissing face on the on emoji on the screen. That was not in any way intentional. I was trying to minimize the emoji screen, and I think I hit a kiss face. So my apologies for that very awkward emoji there on the screen. But no, look, so Kevin Abel goes tonight for Oregon State, and he was brilliant saving their season the last time out. I just think that those Oregon State bats are going to come out with a ton of life, and Arkansas's probably got to feel like everything's against them right now. So I would load up big time on Oregon State tonight. If Arkansas wins it, good on them. That would show a ton of fortitude to be able to come, just mental toughness to be able to come back from that pop up to win the College World Series, and now all of a sudden you've got to go play Game 3. It's brutal. All right, so my opinion, man, I think Oregon State wins it tonight. I just can't believe Arkansas blew it. Let's see. Val Browning, when's SEC Media Days? When does LSU camp start? LSU has not announced camp start dates yet. SEC Media Days is the week of the 13th through the 18th. So I believe that's, I'm sorry, the 15th through the 18th. So I'll leave on Sunday the 14th, so a week from Sunday. So not next week, but the following week is SEC Media Days, and AFR will be there. We're doing little fingers crossed. I shouldn't say fingers crossed. We've been planning a lot to bring TV to Media Days. So the show will be on live stream CST from SEC Media Days. It's something we've worked a lot on logistically to get that done from Radio Row. So we'll look forward to that. Justin, any word on who will replace Jim Henderson? I think there's some obvious ones that everyone mentions. The question is who gets the final say. What I think people don't understand is, so WWL contractually owns the Saints radio network. They're not just an affiliate, they own it. So WWL is going to make that hire and employ the person, just like they did Jim Henderson and Deuce and all those guys. But it's also representing the New Orleans Saints. So WWL may have someone they want, and the Saints may have someone they want. My feeling is the Saints are going to win out on that. So New Orleans is a rare media market, man, where they don't like to hire outside of it. So I'd be very surprised if it was someone from outside of sort of the New Orleans culture and sort of that lineage and family. Drew is closing me into my office. Dude, what are you doing? He just closed me in. And then he's going to fuss because he can't get in. All right, a couple more things I want to talk about here. Comments is always appreciated. Another quick plug. We are 2 days away from the Magical Beer Bus Tour. Me, Jay Ducote, Lee Feinswag, and you. Bus, we leave Tin Roof Brewing in Baton Rouge 10 a.m. Saturday. We will head to New Orleans, 4 breweries, Wayward Owl, Port Orleans, NOLA, and Urban South. Admission gets you, obviously, transportation to and from on the bus to New Orleans. Admission to the breweries, 2 beers at each. You're welcome to purchase more and a complimentary glass, which I'm going to pick up this morning. The glasses, they look awesome. Our friends over at Action Advertising and Flags took care of it. They did awesome. So appreciate them very, very much. So anyway, Eventbrite, if you want to come along, and the link is pinned on my Facebook profile and my Twitter profile. Joe said, good morning, Matt. Why isn't AFR on Facebook Live anymore? Joe, because we started live streaming the show in our TV studio. So you can stream video, but it's just on our app. So if you go to the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge app and you hit watch live, you can watch us there now instead of on Facebook Live. So it's basically, they moved us into this TV studio to do over-the-top TV, and there's graphics and better cameras and all that stuff. So you can still watch the show and stream it, but just stream it from our app or from the live stream app. And of course, you can watch us on CST. But thanks for the question, Joe. Antoine Duplantis, a couple of things. Really quick, let me get to a couple other things. I'll get to the rest of y'all's questions. Antoine Duplantis was playing for Team USA in Cary, North Carolina, in their first game up there. He was chasing down a ball, ran into the wall. They think he separated his shoulder. He's done for like a slight separation, injured his AC joint, so he's done out 3 to 4 weeks to recover. But so he's done with Team USA. So that kind of sucks for Antoine. I hate that for him, man. It's one of those like lifelong dreams, ambitions, goals where, man, you get to go play for Team USA and represent your country. And first game out, you go run into a wall. He was 0 for 4 in the game, by the way, as well. And oddly enough, the collegiate national team lost to Team USA's under 18 team 3-2. So here's hoping they pick it up a little bit. Team USA runs the table or not? They got a squad. They do, man, but I can't believe it. I can't believe they lost that game to the under 18 team. I mean, the collegiate national team doesn't really lose much. So here's hoping those guys get it together. A couple other things. Danielle Hunter got paid yesterday, former LSU Tiger. Talked about it on AFR, man, but 25.5 sacks through 3 NFL seasons. At LSU, he had 4.5 sacks through 3 seasons. Amazing what he's done when he's gotten to the league and become a superstar. And he got a $72 million contract, $40 million guaranteed, $15 million signing bonus. And when people ask, why do guys come out early, he's the poster child. He's the guy who bet on himself, was not a first-round draft pick, but went to the NFL, excelled, and got to his second contract and got paid huge. Now, not everybody's going to get that type of contract, but that's the goal. Had Danielle Hunter come back for another year at LSU, the 15 season, been a first-round draft pick, which could have happened, he would have had a 4-year deal with a 5th-year option and probably wouldn't have gotten to that second contract until 2020. Now, going into the 18 season, he's already gotten paid. So, I get it, man. If some of those guys bet on themselves, and sometimes it worked, and it did absolutely for Danielle Hunter. So, congrats to him. And one more little tidbit here, and I'll get to the rest of your comments and questions. If you want to fire away, feel free. Interesting note, so today is the 28th, so you got 3 days until NBA free agency starts. Sources are telling ESPN.com that Paul George has told Oklahoma City that he will not opt into his contract. So Paul George will become an unrestricted free agent. Now, this is one of the things where you trade for a guy in the last year of his deal. It's potentially dangerous. That's why teams like watching Kawhi Leonard right now run this risk. So like if you're San Antonio and Kawhi has said he's not re-signing with you next year, is what Chris Paul did. But let's give you that example instead. Chris Paul was with the Hornets. He said he wasn't going to re-sign, so the Hornets could have had him for 1 more year under contract and then let him leave for nothing as an unrestricted free agent. Instead, they traded him. They got Eric Gordon and Ryan Anderson, those guys, for him, and then Chris Paul re-signed long-term with Clippers. Well, if it's the risk for the Clippers there, and for like Oklahoma City, who traded for Paul George last year with 1 year left on his deal, the risk is if they don't agree to sign a long-term deal after that 1 year is up. So now here you have OKC, which traded really nice assets, because like Victor Oladipo. I mean, you trade assets to get Paul George, and Paul George had him for 1 year, didn't work. With he, Melo, and Russ, didn't work, and now he's opted out. I guess that's not to say he won't re-sign with OKC, but he declined a $20.7 million salary for this upcoming season. So he could return to OKC, but he could very well go to the Lakers, as they've talked about, could go join LeBron wherever he wants, or maybe, just maybe, Pelicans could get involved. Probably not, though. Hang on, Paul, Drew's fussing here because he closed the door. Hey, bud. Hey. Drew? Okay, don't know where he went. He gone. Let's see. So anyway, fingers crossed. I'd love to see Paul George in New Orleans. I think Paul George, AD, Boogie, or if he didn't re-sign Boogie and had Drew and Rondo. Hey, bud. That'd be a lot of fun. He's about to hit the camera again. Hey, why don't you come over here and say hi to everybody? Hey, Drew, come say hi to everybody. He's on the other side of that. Paul Molossaw, good morning. Adam Penny, good morning. All right, anything lined up for Bregman to come back on AFR soon? The short answer is no. I'd love to. It's so hard to get a hold of guys in season, because not only do they play every day, on days they're not playing, they're usually traveling. And with game times, like yesterday, I played a day game, couldn't have worked. And I even cold called him like after their game, but my guess is he probably turned his phone off, because you hit a walk off and your phone's going to blow up. So anyway, I'd love to, Joe. Maybe, I'd say, look, do it around the All-Star break, but chances are he's probably going to be in the All-Star game. So it may have to wait till the off season, but I'd love to, man. I'm so happy for Bregman, man. He's obviously a great talent, but such a hard worker and just a genuinely just a really good guy. He helped us a lot with doing some stuff for Drew when we were in the hospital, and he's a really good guy, man. I'm very, very just sincerely happy for him. And anyone who's a parent knows this too. It's like, even if that guy decided he was going to quit baseball and go live in the mountains and be a monk, he'd still be one of my favorite people, because just when someone does something to help your child, you just never forget it. So anyway, but yeah, I was thrilled for him yesterday. Let's see. Pelicans are 1 or 2 pieces away. That's from Corey. Yeah, Corey, they are. The challenge is getting those 1 or 2 pieces, because unless if AD emerges to a point where it's a Pied Piper effect, where people want to come and play with him specifically, but you got to win something first. It's what happened in Golden State. Nobody was aching to go to Oakland until they drafted well, got a few veteran pieces, won a title, and now people want to go there. Same with Cleveland, with LeBron. If they, let's say they re-sign Boogie, let's say they get that crew back together from last year, and they go and they're a top 3 seed. They're right there with, say, Houston and Golden State. They're battling. Maybe they get to a conference finals. You could tell they're right on the doorstep. Then maybe you can lure next offseason, a massive free agent offseason in the NBA. That may actually be their year, but the real challenge is you'd have 1 year left after that on AD's contract, and so now you're looking at future. Does someone want to come? Phone, are you coming to say hi to everybody? Can I have a hug? Can we say good morning to everybody? Ma, you want to say good morning to everybody? Look, let's get this so you can see. See this? You can clap hands for Ma comes home. Shoe or Soph? Clap hands for Soph comes home. That's his cousin. Soph plays clap hands for Drew. Hello. Big block. Elevator. Okay, thanks for saying hi to everybody. We'll see you later. All right, see you later. You go. UCBO, what's up, man? Good morning. Meridoc, good morning. Hey, Aunt Mary. Oh, Aunt Mary. My Aunt Mary lives in Arkansas. Just popped on here on Facebook Live. Aunt Mary, don't go back and watch the beginning of this. It's probably going to be tough. I don't know how the Hogs are going to do it tonight, man. I don't know how you bounce back after that. If they do, great fortitude for them, man. Amazing. If they're able to come back and win tonight, amazing. Here you go. It would show amazing, just mental strength, but mental toughness, man. That's tough to come back from. All right, y'all. Let's wrap this thing up here. Appreciate you for being here as always. Remember our friends over at Boudreaux's Mix. Check them out on all their social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. They're on all of them. Go like them, give them a shout out. Thank them for supporting Morning Scone. In Baton Rouge, Alexander's, Calvin's, Calandro's, Mid-City Wine and Craft. In Homa, they're at Canada's. Support a great local business. They got the margarita mix, the Bloody Mary mix. The great thing I've told you before, where you just shake, pour, and drink. So, if you like Bloody Marys, you don't have to go empty your whole pantry, cutting up vegetables and everything. Just pour that over ice with your vodka, mix, and you're set. So appreciate you. My Aunt Mary said that she's in. She's on fire. Aunt Mary's on fire. Aunt Mary, next time you're down, you and me, don't worry. We'll have a good time. They do, but you're facing good. They need a hit, but you know what they need to do? They need to catch a pop up. Catch a pop up, and Arkansas is celebrating a championship today. Stephen, bro, where you at, Rouse's? Yeah, Rouse's. Where you at, Rouse's? Come on now, we gotta get Rouse's in on this thing, man. Gotta get Boudreaux's in at all these Rouse's stores, man. Great local company, got stores all over the place. Come on, Rouse's, where you at, y'all? Okay, let's wrap this up. Anything else I got to mention? Watch us today on AFR. Mike D's on today. Talked to Rafe Rhymes today on AFR. Looking forward to that. I feel like there's something else that I'm forgetting to tell you. That's why I'm delaying this. There's something else. But anyway, if I remember, I'll do another Facebook Live at some point during the day. All right. Y'all have a good one. We will talk tomorrow on Morning Scone.